Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris McCabe. I'm head of the project, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to sit down and chat to the community about what we're doing, where we're going, how we're going to do it, and how we want to, bring everyone along with us. So, buckle in. I'm going to run through some of the changes that we're doing at the moment, why they're important, and how we got to this point as well. We're going hard. We're launching where we've been building out for the last few weeks. We sold some tokens with a lockup. We're releasing data and the token economics and all that kind of jazz. But right now, I just want to take you on the journey. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? And where is it going to take us? So, session token, let's do a little dive. Right now, we have one thing in our ecosystem that is thriving. The currency, Oxen itself, not doing a fantastic, not in a fantastic place right now. But in terms of session, the messaging application, it is killing it. We have 100,000 downloads per week. We spend no money on direct advertising. This is bonkers. It is a Web3 application, nearly at the 1 million monthly active user mark. Last time I checked, look, I do a little mic drop these numbers. Last time I checked, it was over 900,000 monthly active users, and we are heading straight for 1 million. So the application is killing it. It offers something that is, to a degree, multiples better than the rest because we do not have access to your data. It is yours. It is your messaging application. It is your private keys. It is your communications. There's pretty much no application that has this experience with these features, with this seamlessness that competes with Session in this realm. We have applications like Wicker that's leaving the privacy market this year. I think they were invested in by the CIA conveniently, and Amazon bought the route for the rest of it. And I think they've sort of just pivoted into a product for the US government. So enjoy Wicker. That's for you guys now. With Signal, I love Signal. It's an awesome application. But every time I have to put my phone number into the device, I just get the worst vibes. If you are going to say you're a private messaging application, do you need my phone number? Do you need my metadata? I don't think you do. So Session has taken that all to a new level. We're running on a decentralized network. There's about 1,700 nodes running all around the world. And thank you to the community who have stayed strong throughout this transitionary period. We've had a few sort of hurdles that we've had to jump over, but we've jumped them and we're going hard on what's next. So the market is interesting. We're in a position now where Session is going so well. We have a few more features that I think are quite essential for us to really start devouring more of the marketing, so the messaging space. So groups and closed groups, that's something that we've been working on. We've been re-engineering for quite some time. Because when you're building an application or technology, you can't just spend all your time making everything perfect. You sort of have to build it in steps. So it worked, people use it. It got sort of a proof of concept that there is value in what we're doing and in this technology. And now, once you've got these users and you realize it is what people want, you take it to the next level. You level up the technology. So right now, over the next couple of months, we'll be releasing a new closed groups version. And then on top of that, the whole of LokiNet. We are running Session on an MVP version of what LokiNet is. We're going to be implementing that technology into Session over the coming months. And from our early tests already, it should take the response time of sending a message from 2 seconds from me to send you a message and vice versa to 200 milliseconds. So in terms of performance and the experience, we're looking at a 10x in terms of how the application feels in your hand. So we're super focused on smashing these out. And it seems like these, at least from our perspective, these key items are what needed before we can really scale the user base to the multi-millions. So I'm really excited. We're hitting those. We're really focusing on those items, and hopefully they're out quite soon. So we're different. Session is different. The network is different. The data is running in a decentralized network. This is crazy. We've been building for 6 years now. We didn't just pull this out of nowhere. We have been grinding and building year on year. And we finally have something that is differentiating us, and it's special. Like you can't just get this technology. You can't just get the result without putting in the hours to get to this point. And we've done that, and now we're sort of at this sort of point of flourishing. but we're being held back by the underlying current network. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we need to change. We really need to look at where we are, how we got here, and what are our limiting factors. Where's the friction? Where are the pain points? And one thing that I see is really clear in terms of a pain point is the branding is split. We've got Oxen, we've got LokiNet, we have Session. It's confusing. People don't get the connection. And so we're at this point now where it's time to bring it together. If we did this earlier, people would actually turn off. They see a crypto and messaging and they think, oh, like it's not legit. So we've had to sort of prove ourselves in the technology space, and now it's time to bring it all together. So timing is really important, and now is, from my perspective, is the time to bring everything together. In terms of Oxen and Loki and so the privacy currency underneath, there's not enough transactions on the network to give you true privacy, unfortunately. We were trying to compete with, to a degree, Tor, compete with Signal, compete with Monero all at once, and it was too much. There's 3 awesome technologies that you can't just replicate and beat in a day. And we're not looking to beat them, but in terms of taking that technology to another level, you need to build certain infrastructure. Now we've done that. We're finding it challenging to sort of get to the next stage in growth because it's so sort of slow, sluggish, and difficult to implement a privacy currency into a mobile application with other features on top. It just makes things heavier. When we go to monetize, it's heavier. Everything gets more difficult. If we move to a layer 2, which is the game plan right now, move to a layer 2, set up a EVM sort of compatible backend. It allows us to plug and play so much easier in terms of monetizing features in the application, or just allowing more sort of crypto sort of features and functionality in the apps as well. So it's a massive boost to low friction and simplicity, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, bringing the branding together and the token economics. So when we kicked off in 2018, we're like, this is a genius idea. Nobody really cared about cap supply. Nobody, we grabbed a Monero, we built a Mastodon network on top of that. And then from there, we built the applications on top of that. So at the time, we thought, great, inflationary currency, stake, run, go. And the goal was to sort of have enough sort of monetization to then balance out the token sort of distribution and sort of modeling there. But it's so high friction that I see that actually holding back the success of the applications and technology built on top of it. I chat to so many people who love our technology, love what we're doing, but they don't get involved in privacy coins. But it's difficult to plug into other Web3 sort of things like DEXs and anything sort of decentralized. Implementing the privacy technology that Oxen brings into that is a humongous friction point. So it just doesn't get done. It's just so hard. We actually tried to get Ledger integration for so long, maybe 1 or 2 years. And we did it all. We handed it all over again and again. They were so difficult to sort of work with. I'm not having a go at Ledger. It's just sort of that time and that place. But we got it all done. And by the time it was done, again, they're like, oh, no, actually, you can't do this. You need to start again. And that was just absolutely devastating to put so much work into it, so much care, so much precision into building something awesome, and then nobody cares. And awkwardly, that is the feeling that we've had again and again with building the privacy layer on, building Oxen on that privacy layer. So you put all this effort in, it's more hard to work. It's so much more difficult to work on. And then at the end of the day, nobody seems to care. So it's time to, really focus on what people care about, really focusing on what's actually going to make change. And for us, that's sort of bringing everything under the Session umbrella. We kicked off in 2018. We did the Monero fork. We brought on some amazing developers. We had a really cool team. We raised some, we sold some tokens, did a bit of an ICO. Since 2018, shortly after that, we launched the node network on the Monero fork, which was Loki at the time. And then from there, we built out the applications as well. So it was token, nodes, applications. We have been grinding since then to take it to a point where people see Session as a better choice than what's out there, a choice that gives you actual control over your communications. And it seemed like in 2022, that was a really good turning point where we saw there was conflict in Iran in relation to sort of protesters. We saw the government was blocking phone numbers from being used to sign up to Telegram, WhatsApp, or Signal, and we saw Session booming. From there, Session, we were getting probably 50,000 downloads per day for a few weeks, and then I think it was removed from the Play Store. So we don't have any more data in that location, but it was a really interesting growth period. It was a real proof of concept that Session has something that the rest do not. And since then, we've seen sort of growth all around the world, mostly in the US and Western Europe seem to be our key locations of growth. And iOS is, from our data, our sort of most popular platform as well. So it's been interesting. We've been able to get to this point. And I think publicly we've been saying our numbers are around 750,000 monthly active users. Last time I checked, using the exact same methodology that we've been using for the last year and a half, we were surpassing 900,000 monthly active users. So it's really interesting. We're nearly at 1 million. I still have high hopes or expectations that we'll hit 1 million this year. So hold your breath or don't, whatever you want to do. But from there, we've always said, hit 1 million, go pro with Session. That's something I'm really looking forward to. And from there, there's also this option of enterprise. So we've been reached out from, we've had DMs from the Swiss data privacy agency in Switzerland. They reached out to us on Twitter, which was really cool. And they said, nice work, keep up the good work, guys. And so it's nice to get that recognition. But there's this magnetic force between Session and sort of any industry where you do not want your data compromised, be it medical, legal, government, anything like that. There seems to be this strong value proposition for that sort of area. And that's something that we're looking forward to after pro. But we go pro and then we consider those options. But it's really cool. There's so much potential here and I'm looking forward to getting rid of all the friction points and bringing it together. So yeah, we're looking to move to a layer 2. At this point in time, a little hot tip, it looks like, and this might be beeped out if it is too early to say, but from there, we're looking to bring all the branding together. So you may see LokiNet fold in right now. I don't have a name to announce, but bringing the technologies and the token together. So if you're using the messaging application, you understand, you've heard of the token and vice versa. Bring it all together. And we see now that we have the product and everything at this place that people will recognize and sort of enjoy all and sort of bring those ecosystems together. So yeah, we've finally been able to prove ourselves to allow that to happen. And in terms of the token economics, we are going to make some big changes. A lot of people are a little bit concerned about dilution, but we're changing from a infinite supply into a cap supply. And when you do that, you really need to think about very far into the future. You need to think about everything in a way that allows you to not be limited. Like we were actually very limited with Loki. We awkwardly, we didn't have enough, tokens to do the activities that the community expected of us. We had partnerships that would fall flat because we couldn't engage we didn't even have enough tokens to engage in those activities as required. And they were pretty major. I can't talk about them in any more detail, unfortunately. But if you have all the perspective that we have, it's in no way, shape or form like some sort of like grab of tokens. It's purely for the future of the project and how that can take things up and like build better relationships with other projects and not be so isolated. We've been very isolated and we're looking to bring it all together. So yeah, harnessing the power of Web3, plugging way better into say, Binance, Dexes or Uniswap, allowing us to monetize the applications easier. You boot it up, you click, you go much faster, maybe connect to MetaMask straight away, very easy. Currently, you download the Oxen wallet, you start booting it up. If you're running the blockchain on your device, it can take you more than a day to sync up, to even send a transaction, to stake to a node. If it takes more than like 5 minutes, wouldn't it be great if it just took 5 seconds? And that's how we see it. If we get rid of all those friction points, imagine how much easier it is to onboard, to stake, to get involved with the network. So there's some huge advantages to moving across and allows us to free up a lot of our capacity away from building technology that's underappreciated to focusing on what is appreciated and getting more momentum, getting more energy from the community, and just sort of growing in sort of a, we put in a little bit of effort and then we get multiples worth of energy in return. Right now, over the last 6 years, it feels like we've been putting in so much energy and we get, a quarter of it back in terms of, appreciation or interest from the world. So now it's time to really scale things up in multiple ways. One thing that people don't realize is that with the new economics, and we're going to be dropping more details, as we go through, but the applications, as we push past the 1 million monthly active user mark, we're looking to bring in just some simple monetization features similar to Telegram and or Signal, where you either have a subscription or like badge kind of activities, where it's really valuable in a privacy-focused environment to know that you're a real person, or at least you're the same person I was talking to before. So our whole goal here is similar to what you see with sort of Session at the moment with ONS and Lokinet, with buying and receiving features that you have to pay for on-chain. We don't want to be the arbiter, that we don't want to be the gatekeeper for these features. We want to build the infrastructure that people come in and you can swap any currency you want to then enable those features on-chain. And what happens there is the tokens then go into a pool, a reward pool for active node stakers. People will stake to the node and be rewarded from that. Some really cool things that have happened over the last couple of years. We started off as some people with an idea, but some really cool points of recognition that have solidified Session in terms of where it is and where we can go, that I love, and I hope you guys appreciate it too. One, with Proton. It's a simple concept, but they did a comparison between Session and other private messaging applications earlier in the year. And since then, we've seen just consistent sort of organic growth towards Session. And also, there's been a few really cool privacy influencers, such as Rob Braxman. And for me, myself, I moved to a Graphene OS phone. And as I was looking at like guides and videos online about these, like setting up the phone and how to set it up properly, again and again, I'd see someone stopping for an infomercial about Session that we had no involvement in. We didn't pay, we didn't engage. But watching these videos and seeing people talk about Session and the sort of the energy and the positivity towards what we've built and what it means to them and privacy communities was really special. So it's been quite a changing, in terms of a bit of a flourishing year and a bit of appreciation back for what we've achieved with Session and sort of how the communities have started to receive the application. So it's really nice. It's a nice thing to see. It really puts us in a good position. So we're at this point where the sentiment towards the application is turning. We have a very focused eye on what we believe will take it to the next level, and that's what we're working on quite hard right now. But at the end of the day, if we don't make this change away from the privacy coin, I feel like we are going to be bottlenecked quite heavily by the underlying privacy infrastructure, not only in sort of a regulatory, but exchanges and the actual friction of every time you use that wallet, and the difficulty and the time that we have to put in to sort of keep polishing something that is exceptionally challenging to sort of take to a faster, better level. So it's time to clean this all up. It's time to just go straight for what we know is best, bring everybody in. We've had a lot of feedback over the last few days, which has been absolutely stunning. I've appreciated it. We've definitely taken on a lot of feedback. So you might be asking yourself, what can you offer? How can you help? What can you do to take this to another level? How can you get involved? My DMs are open. Our Telegram is active. We are active. We are present. If you want to do something with us in terms of social media, if you want to get engaged with how we set up the future sort of community engagement activities or that sort of those models, reach out, say hi. We're always keen to have a chat. In terms of social media, if there's ideas you have or promotions or programs you have, shout them out. Anything to do with partnerships in terms of taking the application to its next level. If you have good connections with any of the organizations that I mentioned earlier, be it medical, military, government, reach out. I'm actually quite open for a discussion. It does seem to be a very lucrative industry that this application could serve a really good purpose. So yeah, we're available. And if there's something that you think you can do to bring to the table, if there's something that you want to bring, if there's sort of something inside of you that you want to share with us and sort of work with us on, we're here. So please do so. Yeah, I'm really excited to bring everyone on this adventure. Thank you for your time. Thanks for being with us. And keep staking. Help us out. Let's do this together and get your whole family on Session. Tell them I say hi. All right. Have a great one. Thank you. Bye. Let's send it.